After a few years of contemplation, I had finally decided to just go and buy both the Woodland Mills tooth setter and the blade sharpener after a few years of struggling to find a decent and consistent way to sharpen my bandsaw blades at home. Some of you already know this. I'm now finally getting to those boxes, and I thought I would just take you along as I set them up and try them out.
Restore the factory spec of your blade every time.
Show me how you set it up, Josh. Should that be looser? I'm trying to pay attention, but he's so darn cute. Josh. Too young for me, though. Cute, though. I wouldn't say I have the worst, like, bench setup here, but it's definitely not the greatest, which is something I've got to work on. Okay. Not feeling like Josh explained things that well. So Sawing with Sandy does videos on this setup, so I'm going to check his videos out. Manual, I'm sure, is okay, but I tend to learn better by watching, you know, rather than reading. So I'm gonna watch some Sawing with Sandy stuff. Josh also doesn't really like say in the video what the numbers should be on the dial. So I think Sandy talks about this. I actually pulled the bench out. You know, I felt like the blade was a little bit too, like, squished, and I wasn't sure if that was going to make any difference in how this lines up. I don't know that it does, but anyway, so I pulled the bench out and just kind of put a little bit of a, you know, setup there to allow the blade to slide. Sandy goes into depth about how to set up this to make sure that this anvil lines up to the gullet so that they're flush, that's important. Setting up this push guide. The other one is how to set this, you know, the plunger part, and with this bolt up here. So it should be 1.2, and my nut isn't even touching yet. So I think I need to lengthen this. So I'll adjust this a little bit. I have set the dial, I believe, to where I want, like, based on this nut there. So now I want to try and adjust this push lever advancing arm thing for every 3 teeth. So I haven't done that yet. So I got a marker to just mark, just in case I forget which tooth. I just want to see. I already adjusted it a little bit. 1, 2, yeah, so no, so I actually should have just left it. 1.1 millimeters, it's supposed to be 1.2. 0.9, so maybe, let me just adjust this a little bit more to go deeper. feel like it's really actually doing anything to the tooth. Like you can see it moving, but is it actually doing anything? Like, I don't know, I guess it does. It just kind of looks, it just looks like it goes and back to where it was, but I don't know, must be doing something. I'm like a pro. Wasn't so bad. I have quite a few blades to do. Probably like 8. Some of them are outside and rusty. I guess I could take a wire brush on a wheel, on a drill, and do this. I don't know how important this is anyway, to get the surface rust off. It doesn't affect the performance of the blade, but does it affect it when it sharpens it, or tooth setting? Don't know. Coffee makes you do that. Yeah, so I just finished, I've done 4 now, and I think it's going well. It still seems strange to me that it actually does something to the tooth. Like, this seems like pretty strong metal, but hey, what do I know? I think my only complaint, from a gerbil's perspective, it gets a little bit hard, like, to clamp the thing. Like my wrist gets sore like pretty quickly. Like I'm done at 4, and I probably need to take a break from it. So that's probably my only thing for me as a goyle. I don't know if that's anything that guys would have a problem with, but it's definitely a bit tiring on the hand. But anyway, Steve is home. We're gonna go have some tea. And then I think I'm going to try and set up the grinder, the sharpener. I bought an extra grinding disc. So this was the one that came with it, I guess. And I bought another one. This little piece came off when I went to go put this advancing arm on, and I moved this lever. This piece came off. It fell on the ground, so it took me a while to figure out how to get that back on, because it doesn't show anything. Don't know. Left arm. and right. That. Washer. One of me. Get it? Wing nut. No, about electricity. Am I gonna die? Electricity scares me. I don't have a battery, like a 12-volt battery. We had a battery that was for our camper, but we sold our camper last night. So I no longer have a battery, so I have to use my truck. It's pretty decent. There's something wrong with mine. So when I took this all out of the box, I just took it out of the box and I went to go install this black part onto the stand, and then you have to install this thing, and as I did, I just touched this lever and this thing fell off and landed on the ground, this cam wheel. And I thought, okay, so I just tried to put it back on, but there's no instructions. I don't think it's supposed to have come off. So there's nothing that tells you how to put it back on. But if you watch, it's supposed to turn. I'm going to turn this thing on. This thing that turns, like the motor, is this thing not supposed to turn? It doesn't turn. So something is not right. They also tell you that you're supposed to get two fuses in your box. I never got any fuses. And this piece, I don't know what this is, but this was in the box by itself, just loose. I have no idea what it came from, if it has something to do with this, but clearly something is not right. So I've emailed them, and of course you can't call them, Woodland Mills. You have to just email them, and then hopefully they'll call me back. But who knows if and when that is going to happen. So I'm going to see if Steve can help me when he gets home and try and figure out why this doesn't rotate. Yeah, I looked at another video of Josh just trying to see how this thing turns, and this thing definitely turns. It's supposed to turn all the way around. And mine does not. Mine does not turn. I think I might have figured it out. I think. Does this random piece go in here and then I tighten that? I bet you. That has to be what it is. Okay, so this is, I think, how that goes. Something like that anyway. Well, would you look at that? I think I'm pretty much a genius, if I don't say so myself. Steve couldn't even figure it out. But I did, and I'm glad. Because I was really, really frustrated. So that set screw was not set. It was loose in the box, and that's why the cam wheel fell off. So I'm gonna try. So I've been just playing with the adjustments, watching it without the blade, without the grinding wheel turning. I don't really want to make this like an instructional video because I think that Sandy does it fine on his channel. But I've just been playing with the knobs. I'm about to maybe turn the grinding wheel on now and see what I get. It's a little bit nerve-wracking. I don't feel like this slides that easily either. Like, I don't know if it's straining to... I've adjusted these two and adjusted the nuts and bolts and all that kind of stuff. It still seems like it's a little bit tight in here. I don't know if maybe greasing the blade. Anyway. Whoa. So it feels like the motor is struggling to push the blade. So I don't know if I have to like grease the blade a bit. I'm probably taking a little bit too much material off. And it doesn't seem to quite get down into the gullet no matter how much I adjust that knob. I feel like it's too quick to come up. Yeah. But that's definitely sharp. So I think I'm just taking a little bit too much off, but again, my first run at it, I don't think it's going to wreck the blade. I mean, let's be honest, like look at how I was sharpening the blades before, so, and I still use them. I never set the teeth. I sharpened the face of the tooth, I guess it's called. So yeah, I mean, so far so good. I'm going to play around with trying to get this looser. Just don't understand why it's so tight. You can tell that the motor is struggling to push this blade through. And this is as loose as it goes. Yeah. This is like watching the washing machine at the lake. Definitely not something I would leave. Okay, so first blade done. Teeth feel sharp for sure. So far so good. I feel like the only thing, I don't think it's designed to go into the gullet anymore. I feel like the wheel lifts a little too soon. I feel like it should come through the gullet a little bit more, but from whatever I see in the Woodland Mills videos and any other video, it's not designed to sweep through the gullet as much as I think it should. So yeah, I think that's it. Definitely still have a lot of learning to do. I think I'm gonna get the sawmill open tomorrow. I might actually start working on that tonight. But so I will throw this blade on that I just sharpened, and I'll let you know how it performs. Steve and I are going on a road trip this weekend for something special. So I will fill you in on what's going on with that too. Okay, ciao. Bye for now. I have the door open. and I'm like doing the tooth setting, and the bear like walked like right here in front of the door and like looked at me. I was like, hello, how are you?